city values are meant to guide our work every single day. I love working for the city, and I think having city values that are published and that are part of almost everything we do is really an important part of working for the city, and really what differentiates us from other localities.
The 6 values we have are to help us with keeping us on path so that we give the best service to the community that we can.
The values are always very important, but especially during an event like the pandemic. They really are sort of like guideposts, something that we can go back to sort of center ourselves as we go about our work in a really difficult, unprecedented time.
Fred actually provides services for the region. So as far as Abundant Compassion, we're more than just a transit system. We provide a public service. We engage the community at all levels. So whether they are actually going to pick up their children with transit, going to work, those who need healthcare services, those who may actually be picked up for dialysis trips, our operators, our mechanics, and our staff really make sure that we model that abundant compassion and how we actually deliver services. Fred Transit has provided over 300 masks to those who ride our transit system and those who have been near our transit stops. We've really made sure that we are reaching out and touching folks because we don't want the pandemic really to stop them from doing life.
I think abundant compassion is just very real human support. So just as an example, we have several employees who have childcare issues. We have employees who have to deal with kids who are learning virtually or in a hybrid way. And I've seen employees come to work and work and cover the office so those employees can telecommute and stay at home and balance those personal demands.
When I think of unwavering stewardship, I think of the concept that we are here for a time, and our time is given to us to help preserve, protect, and improve our community and our city. We were in a period of a long economic cycle of improvement. The pandemic is obviously, it was a terrible time. It still is. It's still with us. It sort of changed the focus a little bit towards preserving and protecting and positioning us that in the future as things improve, we can go back and start working on things to improve things. We used some of the federal CARES Act money that was provided to the city to put hundreds of thousands of dollars into programs for the community to help small businesses stay in business and to help individuals stay in their homes and apartments. If we can prevent just one small business from closing, or if we can prevent just one family from losing their home, that to me is good stewardship. It keeps us, preserves, protects what we have, and in the future we'll be able to come back stronger. It's not just for the city, but also the community.
I believe essential engagement is leadership at all levels. When the pandemic hit the city of Fredericksburg, all of our departments had to step in and do things that they've never done before. We had our IT department assisted employees with remote work and providing laptops to our employees. Public Works had to step in and make sure that trash pickup was still happening throughout the city and that citizens were still being served. How were citizens going to pay their bills? So how was that going to happen with our treasurer? And we all came together and worked together to ensure that these things happened.
To me, Energized Work Environment means that you're excited to come to work because you know exciting things are happening, both in what you're producing and in the general environment that you create with your coworkers to, deliver excellent services. Those last couple of days when we were still full-time, everyone in the office, under our sort of old normal, and, it kind of felt like there was like a big snowstorm coming and everyone had to go out and buy rock salt and shovels and things. And so our version of that was making sure we had the files that we needed to be able to continue doing good work, to make sure that we had everybody's, personal cell phone numbers, to make sure that we'd all still be in communication. And just to make sure that we'd be able to keep pressing on. We wanted everything to remain as functional as we could. And we really care about each other as coworkers. And so for us, that meant if a kid popped up on the Zoom call, that was okay, you know, and if we were running a little late to something, that was okay. And we really wanted just to all keep going. And so we I think in many cases went the extra mile to make sure it would.
Agile innovation is just being flexible and just whatever is thrown at you, being able to change and maneuver. And with the pandemic, go inside was one of our barriers. We had to stay 6 feet apart. We had to do, all these different barriers. So in your normal Parks and Rec world, everybody's close together. Everybody's giving hugs, everybody's giving high fives. So it's kind of completely opposite of what Parks and Rec is. So being innovative is, being able to change it and still make it a great thing. So I did the go-to meetings with our Camp at Home box. My thought was, gosh, these kids love summer camp. It's like one thing they look forward to every year. It only comes once a year, so how can we do something like that? So I put together a Camp at Home box, and then we had a virtual component where they could participate if they wanted to and do the crafts and activities with me, or they could come back and watch later on their own time, or if they were struggling with a particular one, they could come back and just watch that version. So it gave a lot of flexibility for parents, especially working parents. I initially only thought we would sell like 30 to 50 boxes, and we sold out the initial 30 in like the first couple minutes. Once that became a big hit, it was a really good feeling to be able to actually get the kids doing something they enjoy.
This pandemic has changed everything from how we respond, meaning we have to show up fully geared correctly, meaning personal protection, masks, gloves, because we want to protect our customers and ourselves. Most of the buildings are shut down to the public, but we still have employees that come here and work, city employees, and we have to make sure that the elevators are wiped down, disinfected, bathrooms. Before it was like maybe going once a day and wipe an area down. Now it's multiple times a day. We make sure that all of our offices have their supplies, masks, gloves, disinfectant, anything you can name, because everyone is really trying to protect themselves and the public. I was part of the team that went around through every building and decided what would it take to make everyone safe. We advised moving of furniture, keeping the distance. We also created sneeze guards, or we've created anything we could do. I mean, they're all custom. We didn't expect this pandemic, but every issue that we've had, we've overcome it. We've bought new equipment to make it an easier job. We've ordered more supplies. We've trained, extensive training on how to properly disinfect and sanitize. And I'm very proud of what we've done as a city.
The last several months have tested us all.
And we have once again proven that together,
Working as a team and relying on our city values,
we can accomplish anything.
The staff of the City of Fredericksburg are a unique group of people.
That in the good times and bad,
Come together as one team for a great community.